Chile. When I tell you that I just seen what I just saw, oh my goodness. There is hullabaloo afoot in the social media streets, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play the intro because if I say what I'm gonna say this early in the video, they gonna demonetize me quick. To be reading a series of tweets to you all, right? And I'm going to start with the oldest tweets and then go to the newest ones, okay? So on September 10th, 2018, some person posted, right? This person said, I'm really cracking up at y'all continuously asking me how he's anti-black. He says nigga and he's not a nigga, but I forget y'all don't care about non-black people saying nigga, right? Now, this woman, who we'll call Biracial Becky for the duration of this video, right? She replied to this comment and she said, not too much. My white fiance says it daily. Nigga has changed its meaning over the years, and if I'm not offended, then I'll let it slide. I don't know what that's supposed to say. Something it offensively. Oh, that's a typo for use. Use it offensively and I'll have to say something. Okay. That was her in 2018. Now, in June of 2019, Biracial Becky posted and she said, love my white boys, with 4 pictures attached of her white fiance, baby daddy, whatever, and their white child, right? Now, in these pictures, we see that this is clearly, again, a racially ambiguous woman. I wouldn't be shocked if she were a biracial woman who's half black and half white. That's the assumption that I'm making, right? And I'm making that based off of how she looks. And then also what she said in her post. Well, what she said in her post, that don't mean nothing. Because, you know, somebody will be 3% black and be like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not offended by the N-word. Well, I guess why not? Because you're fucking white, buddy. Talking about, well, I'm black and so and so and so. Well, shit, I guess I'm a motherfucking grain of popcorn, according to the one drop rule. Yo, goofy ass talking about, I'm black and, yeah, I'm not offended by menstrual shows. Yeah, because you're fucking white, dumb. But whatever. Anyway, let's move along. Now, in August of 2019, she posted and said, I love me a white man, right? Now, in May of 2021, she said, black boys just don't do it for me, though. Okay. All right. Now, in June, or is that July? This is mad small. July, I think, of 2023, she posted a picture of her with, I don't know if this is the same white man or not. Like I said, this picture is so small. But she posted a picture of her and a white man. And the caption was, love this man, right? Now, Chile, when I tell you the casserole is cooking, oh, we finna get there. We are finna get there, baby. Look, like I said, the tea is not brewing, baby. The casserole is cooking because, oh, it's coming. Now, y'all, open the oven up. Put your oven mitts on and pull the casserole out because we are here, baby. It is ready, okay? On May 2nd, 2025, this same woman posted a picture with a black man talking about my man and I. Oh my goodness, this is better than Days of Our Lives. Yo, my mama watched that shit for like 40 years. Like, and can we talk about how Stefano kept dying and coming back? Like, what was up with that? Like, what? But anyway, y'all, Chile, me timbers is shivered. Like, oh my goodness, where do I begin? Do I begin with the, the biracial Becky component? Or do I begin with the self-hating black man? Or like, what? Like, it's just prime for the pickings. Whew, let me take my spectacles off while we delve into this spectacle. Because, y'all, I think where I will begin is here. Biracials are in a unique position in this system of white supremacy, right? And you know what, I'm going to specify biracials who are mixed with black and white, okay? Because all types of biracials exist, but clearly I'm talking about a biracial who is mixed with black and white, right? They're in this unique position where they are mixed with the top caste and the bottom caste in this white supremacist system, right? Now, let me make it very clear. In no way am I saying that I view blackness lowly or anything like that. But the reality is, in this white supremacist system, blackness is the bottom caste. Absolutely, right? So put yourself in biracial shoes for a second. And I say this all the time when I talk about slavery, right? Imagine during slavery, right? Black people are slaves and white people are free, right? And then you're born and you grow up and you realize I have a black mother, right? And a white father. Of course, this man raped my mother, whatever, right? What do you think you would say? Would you say, well, I have a black mother, therefore I am black, I'll be a slave? Would you choose slavery over freedom? Be fucking for real, right? Logically, anybody with any fucking sense is going to choose freedom over slavery, right? So biracials insisted upon being considered white. And can you blame them? I can't blame them. Look, let me make it very clear. I'm not faulting them at all for that. Like, okay, hold up, right? And that's when white people came up with this concept of, if you have one drop of black, you're black. So since you have one black parent, you're delegated to the slave caste, therefore you're a slave, right? And that begins this long history of white people wanting so badly to be a part of the top caste, but never being allowed to, and finally having to settle for being members of the bottom caste. I remember watching the movie The Chevalier, and it really highlights this situation that biracials are put into, right? And The Chevalier is about the biracial Mozart. People call him the black Mozart, but we all know that biracials are not black, so he couldn't possibly be the black Mozart. That don't even make sense, right? But anyway, right? The Chevalier, he was half white and half black, okay? And his father, who was, an enslaver who had raped his mother, he shipped them off to study in France, I believe. I believe they were in France, right? So anyway, the Chevalier gets there and he grows up. And I don't remember the details of this, right? But the important part is this, okay? The Chevalier is a title. That's some sort of title. In Europe, the Duke of whatever, the I don't know, right? The Viscount, whatever, right? In case y'all couldn't tell, I'll be watching Bridgerton, but whatever, okay. So the Chevalier is some sort of title. And he was granted this title, right? But this became an issue when he began to pursue a white woman, because he was told, well, you're not white, so you can't pursue a white woman, right? But then he was told, well, if you pursue a black woman, we're taking your Chevalier title away, because no way are we going to let black people have this title, right? So in the movie, he finally settled for being around black people, which is what a lot of biracial people do, right? When they're finally forced to. But in reality, some biracial people don't even do that then, right? Some biracial people begin communities that are multi-generationally biracial. They marry other biracials so that they can keep the privileges that they have over black people. But they'll sit there and play in your face and tell you, we're all black, we all go through the same thing. But I'm getting off track, right? My point is, the Chevalier didn't settle for being around black people until he was forced to. His first choice was whiteness. Let me tell you all an example of something that happened in real life too. If you've been subscribed to me for a while, you probably heard this story before, right? But when I was 14 or 15, I was either going into 9th grade or 10th grade, because I went to this camp twice, right? At least 2 years, and then I went to the international, but that's besides the point, okay? So I went to Blue Lake Fine Arts Camp, which is a fine arts camp, right? So there are people there who are majoring in orchestra like me. There are people majoring in band, people majoring in ballet, in choir, all types of stuff, right? Theater, whatever, right? And this fine arts camp was on the other side of Michigan from Detroit, right? So it was like 3+ hours away. And of course, there was not a lot of black people there, right? So I was in the cabin with all white people and Asians. Then there was me, and there was one biracial girl, right? So this girl was half black and half white, okay? So one day we ended up in the cabin alone, because at Blue Lake, some people had minors in addition to majors, right? But some people didn't, because the minors costed extra money, okay? And I already didn't have the money to have a major, so Def couldn't have a minor, right? So while people were off at their minors, those of us who didn't have minors, we just had an extra break, right? And that was my time. I would go back to shower, because the showers were always jumping in the morning. It was 3 showers for like 5 cabins of girls, but whatever, right? That's besides the point. Anyway, so during, the minor time in the afternoon, I would always go back to the cabin, take a shower, chill, whatever, right? And I believe that is how me and this biracial girl ended up in the cabin alone this time, right? I guess I must have been the first black person that this girl had ever met. Cause y'all, I'm sitting there on my bed minding my business. Mind you, I had a top bunk. That's another thing. Cause y'all, you trying to jump out the bed to take a shower at 6 a.m. When I tell you I almost died one morning because I jumped out the top bunk and landed on my violin case and almost broke my fucking neck. But okay, besides the point again, right? So anyway, I guess I must have been the first black person that this girl had met or something, right? Because she just started having a meltdown. I'm not even joking, right? So she was like, yeah, and I have a lot of animosity towards black people because my black dad abandoned me, so and so and so. And I was just like, oh, okay. Because, like, what do I say to that? First of all, I'm 15. I'm like, huh? And then second of all, back then, I didn't even really, I was aware of, the racial dynamics of white versus black, because I'd been into Malcolm X when I was 12, because I got kicked out of school. I had too much time on my hands, y'all. But anyway, I do the white versus black thing, but I didn't know a whole lot about, biracials and stuff. So this girl's just having a meltdown and shit, and I was just like, oh, okay, because, what am I supposed to say? Anyway, I went and looked her up because I remembered her name. I remember most of those girls' names. And you know what? That must have been my second year, because I liked my cabin my second year a lot more than my first year. First year, it was a bunch of weirdos and just raggedy bitches I just didn't fuck with. Fuck them bitches. My first year, that was the year that one girl, this one white girl gonna ask me, is it true when black people stand in the sun, their skin gets leathery? I was like, ain't white people the ones that burn in the sun? That bitch never said shit to me again for the rest of camp. We was there for 2 weeks, and that bitch ain't say nothing else to me, because, girl, you sound dumb as fuck. Like, what? But anyway, yeah, my first year, my cabin was, But my second year, I liked my cabin a lot more, right? Anyway, because of that, I remember some of my second year cabin members' names. Even the first year, too. That raggedy white bitch, I remember her name. That bitch still tore up. But whatever, y'all. That's besides the point. Bitch look a mess, but I'm just getting so sidetracked. But, y'all, so I looked that biracial girl up, y'all. And guess what? She is married to a white man now and has a white child or two. She might have more than one kid. But my point is this, if she just happened to marry a white guy, okay, cool. Just like if a black person had just happened to marry a white guy, okay, or a woman, whatever, okay, cool. If that's what you want to do, whatever floats your boat and finds your lost remote, awesome, right? But especially in the case of biracials, because you're just as much a white person as you are a black person, right? I can't stand when black people try to bully biracials into only dating black people. Like with the twins, Tia and Tamara, black people be like, oh, so-and-so is the black twin, so-and-so is the white twin, because so-and-so married a black guy, so-and-so married a white guy. Neither of them is black, okay? Neither of them is white. They're both biracial. What are we doing here, right? I can't stand when y'all give biracials conditional invitations into blackness. It's whack. But anyway, right? My point is this. If she just happened to marry a white guy, that would have been one thing. But the fact that I recall her talking about, yeah, I have a lot of animosity towards black people because my black dad abandoned me. Then she ends up married to a white guy. It seems kind of connected. Anyway, let me get back to the biracial Becky who made these tweets, right? If she had simply been with the white guy and been with the black guy, that wouldn't have been any call for, breaking news, right? Who cares? But the fact that she spent all this time hyping white men up, talking about, I love white men, I don't like black boys. And that was weird. Calling black men boys, but calling white men men, that was weird. It was giving the vibes of when white people call black men boys. What you doing there, boy? Come on now. But anyway, right? The fact that she spent all this time talking about how much she loves white men and how much black men don't do it for her, and then she ended up in a relationship with a black man after, that was weird, right? And it's given that she gave her best efforts to step into whiteness, right? And then finally, she was forced into blackness for whatever reason, right? It's given the Chevalier. It's given slavery times, It's given the exact same thing. Now, hold on, because y'all, oh my God, y'all finna flood the comments. First of all, y'all really jealous of me because I ain't been my nails in almost 4 weeks. But whatever, right? Y'all finna flood the comments you just jealous of that black queen. You just jealous because you a burnt, crispy black baboon roach and she's a beautiful black woman. Oh my goodness, y'all finna be you jealous because that black man don't want your burnt roach ass. He want that type of black woman. That's because y'all know y'all not gonna call her a biracial woman. Y'all can't ever just worship non-blackness in peace. Y'all gotta pretend that it's blackness and that whatever, right? So let me make it very clear. I don't give a fuck that she's dating a black man. She could go date Shaka Zulu for all I fucking care. I don't care about that, right? But I am gonna unpack these mentalities. And don't Look, don't think I'm only focusing on biracial Becky because I'm finna get on Tyrone too. The funny thing about this, right, is that clearly any biracial person doing this is dealing with some serious shit, right? And I mean, duh, I already knew that. Y'all don't want to be pretending like A ain't A and B ain't B, but whatever, right? A person who is half white and half black in a white supremacist society. Like, let's look at Doja Cat, y'all. Look at the stuff that she said about her blackness. Now, side note, Doja Cat is half African. Before y'all be talking about, oh yeah, black Americans, this, that. No, it's y'all too, okay? But okay, just had to point that out, make that real clear, real quick, right? But look at the things that Doja Cat has said about her blackness, right? Her half blackness. Excuse me. Ooh, Chile. I don't want y'all to misconstrue that because y'all gonna be like, oh, Flower Tower called Doja Cat black. No, Flower Tower did not. Let's be like very clear. Let's clear that up right now, right? So, Doja Cat has spoken down on her hair texture before. She hates her hair texture, right? I remember she said something like, oh, yeah, like, the only good thing about being half black is at least I have, like, a big butt and I can dance and some shit. Like, you know, she's been in those chat rooms with white supremacists and shit, you know, like, all types of stuff, right? And, yo, you know, I don't want to generalize or nothing, but yes, I do. This is the reality of most biracials. Most biracials hates the fact that they are half black. Most biracials are angered by the fact that they cannot be white people in this white supremacist system. And I'm saying this because the woman who made these tweets, you know, she's sitting here uplifting white men and saying, oh, black men is this, that, so and so and so. And it's like, realistically, let's be for real. What you feel about black men, right? You actually feel about blackness in general, and you feel it about your half blackness too. Now, let me get on to Tyrone, right? The first question I gotta ask is, where do you go from here? Like, imagine you in a relationship with somebody. Imagine, okay, because I don't date interracially, right? And yes, if a black person is dating a biracial person, that is an interracial relationship because biracials are not black. Okay, come on now, keep up, right? So, I don't date interracially, but I do date interethnically, which means that I will date black men who are not just African American. I'll date black men who are African, Caribbean, whatever, right? And let's pretend I was dating an African or Caribbean guy, and then somebody exposed a bunch of tweets where he was talking crap about black American women. Oh, yeah, black American women just don't do it for me, so-and-so and so, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then fast forward, and we in a relationship today. Where do we go from there? like, we gotta go our separate ways because clearly you don't like me. And that's, you know, that's fine, but it's not fine for us to be in a relationship. Like, the next thing I want to point out is this. Now, of course, I don't know this black man. I don't know his dating history or what he's posted on social media or his thoughts or feelings or anything. So I'm not going to generalize here. But I am, though. Okay? So I just want to point out how there are black men online. And I'm not saying all black men or even the majority, but it's definitely enough to where it's concerning. It's definitely enough to whereas a black girl or a black woman could be crushed by the shit that she sees on social media, for real, okay? The shit that she sees. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tongue twister, right? It's enough black men to where it's definitely like, yeah, okay? So, there are black men on social media who post all day talking about, oh, we don't like black women because they out of shape, they got a bunch of kids, so and so and so, yada, yada, yada. But them same black men be the first ones to settle for any old thing from any old non-black woman. Now, this woman, don't get me wrong, she's pretty, she's in good shape and all of that stuff, right? But she got a baby daddy, clearly, right? And I didn't look that close to the pictures, but I forget if she has one kid or two. I don't know, right? But the point is this. This is a woman who, if she were a black woman, y'all would be writing think pieces about. Even if a black woman was attractive and in good shape, if she had kids from a previous relationship, hell no. Y'all literally be talking about, oh yeah, we like ABC and XYZ because black women got all these baby daddies and kids and so and so and so. Then you turn around and you raise the first 9 black women's kids that you can come across. Like, what? I wish that people would be more upfront with themselves. I wish, because these niggas will come under my YouTube and be like, oh, Flower Tower, what's your dress size? And then go date the first big nasty ass white bitch they can find that gotta wear fucking curtains for a dress because the bitch so damn big. But you up under my shit talking about flower type, what's your dress size? So clearly dress sizes were not the actual problem. Clearly the blackness was the problem. So why not be honest to say that? Why not just say I don't like blackness, right? Why try to make it about baby daddies or dress sizes or this or that or so and so and so? Why can't we just be honest? Now this is a fact, right? Non-black women know good and well that if they cannot get a high value man from their community, and I hate to say the term high value because there's always a bunch of losers saying that shit, but like, okay, right? If they cannot get a high value man from their community, they can come to the black community and get a better caliber of man simply because they're non-black and black men worship non-blackness. Like, this is something that black men like to use as an insult against black women on social media. They be like, oh, look, all the rich black men, the football players, the so-and-so and so's is all married to non-black women. So what does that say about black women? Like, when we get it, we don't want y'all. Okay, well, look at the women that y'all are married to. Like, be fucking for real. Very rarely is it a woman who has all the boxes checked off. Very rarely is it an attractive woman who is intelligent, in good shape, and doesn't have kids. Very fucking rarely. Usually them bitches be looking like the motherfucking boogeyman. Like, you seen bitches be like, oh, like, child, you made my heart skip a little bit. Like, y'all, be fucking for real, right? And this is my thing. Non-black women know this, and they prey on this. This is not a secret. Everybody knows this. It's like how when somebody come out the closet and everybody be like, nigga, everybody knew you was gay. Like people literally say the closet was made of glass because, like, what are we saying here, right? It's the same thing. Everybody knows this shit. Like, I don't get why black men keep acting like it's some top secret shit. Or like the actual issue is black women. No, everybody knows that y'all will take absolutely anything as long as it is not black. And I can't be mad at them bitches for playing y'all. I cannot, because I tell you this, if I was not a black woman, if I was a non-black woman, I would play you niggas too. Are you serious? Like, duh, come on now. Let me tell you something. You bitches better hope that I am not reincarnated as a white woman in my next lifetime. I will wreak havoc on the black community. Oh goodness, when I tell you I married the first fucking football player I can find, it don't even matter. I could be the ugliest bitch in the fucking world. It don't even fucking matter, right? I'm gonna marry the first fucking football player I can find, snatch my reverse reparations back. I'm like, thanks, nigga, for some more fucking slave labor. Go ahead and get my divorce. Take all his motherfucking money, etc., etc. Like, again, I cannot be mad at these women for playing you niggas, because if I were in their shoes, I would do the same thing myself. All that being said, I'm not mad at Biracial Becky who made these tweets at all. No, I'm not mad at her. I cannot be. Because, like, realistically, she realized, okay, she has kids now. You know, some men aren't going to want to date her or pursue her, you know. And I'm not saying anything negative about women who have kids. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there are men who are like, oh, you got kids, I'm not trying to mess with that, right? You know. So she realizes she's in a new position now. And what's the easiest way to have a come up as a non-black woman? Get you a fucking black man. No, like, duh. They will accept absolutely anything from absolutely anyone. I assure you.